Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Make Life Easy with Faith. It's your girl, Faith Odhiambo. And on today's video, as you can see from the title of the video, we will be focusing on how to use your oven, the basics, and everything about the oven that you need to know. I hope that at the end of the video, you will stop using your oven as a storage facility and actually start using it as an oven for its purpose to bake, to grill, to roast meat and all that. So yeah, enjoy the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe. So about the oven, basically we'll deal with these three knobs. As I had told you earlier from the other video, the how to use your cooker video. So today we are focusing on these three and this place. This is what we call the oven. So that is what we are dealing with in this video. If you have not watched the other videos we have done, how to use your gas oven, how to operate your cooker, please watch them because you'll get to learn a lot. Let's begin this one here today. So the first bit is the socket. This is the socket, the electric socket. Oh, I forgot to mention that we are dealing with an electric oven. We already dealt with a gas oven. Watch that video in case you have a gas oven. So today is all about the electric oven. So to switch on your electric oven, you simply use this and this. These are the main thing to switch on your electric oven. And if you are doing like heavy baking, heavy grilling, this socket won't work for you. You'll probably be baking and your cake will come out half done or the inside is not well done. The reason being, this socket, its power supply is very low, so that's probably the reason why. Let me show you where you need to connect this if you're doing heavy grilling and heavy baking. So for heavy baking and heavy grilling, connect this or get an electrician to connect this. Let me just to connect this wire to this socket that is on the wall, so that it's actually like tapping the electricity directly. Do not use this for heavy baking because it overpowers it, and this is not meant for heavy baking and heavy grilling. So in case you're doing like so many, like you're doing it commercially, please connect it to this. The electrician will come and they know what they do. So get an electrician to do that for you. Connect that to that so that you can bake fully baked cakes, you can grill well and all that. So once you've connected like your nini to the lower sockets to get maximum heat, that is for heavy users, let's go to these three knobs. As I had told you, we'll be dealing with this. In case you need to know about this, just look for the video on how to use your electric cooker. As I had said on the previous video, we are using a Von Simfa cooker, so it's a Von Simfa oven as well. And actually these things, like for the oven part, it's the same for all cookers. So if you're using Mika, if you're using LG, if you're using Haier, these three are the same on all of them. The only the only thing you'll notice different is that there are cookers that will come without a timer. There are cookers that come without the degrees. So for the timer, you have to time on your wall clock or using your phone. For the degrees, you have to buy an external thing to help you. So if you're going to buy a new cooker, kindly check if it has all these 3 knobs. I'll let you know why you need all of them. Actually, it's because it will make your work easy. Imagine you're baking something for 60 minutes and you have to for like 50 or 40 minutes, and you have to keep coming to like checking your phone to see if the minutes are done. It's hectic. So when you're buying a cooker, make sure that it has these 3 things. Let me stop calling them these 3 things and call them how they are called. So the first one, it's drawn a clock, meaning it's the timer. The second one is for the heat. The second one is for the heat. You actually get to select where your heat comes from. The third one is for the temperature. You get to, maybe say you're baking a cake, you put it to 180, and your recipe requires you to put it to 180 degrees. This is what you use. So let's begin with the first one. For the first one, when you're baking a cake and you want to bake it for 30 minutes or something, you just turn it to 30 minutes, you turn it to 60 minutes, you turn it to 90 minutes. So different ovens come with a different timing. Mine goes up to 90 minutes. Like that is the maximum I can set. And to switch on your oven, it as in, the moment you just turn this, even if it's to 5 minutes, you've turned on your oven. So that is how you turn on your oven. Like pale kwa socket, you've just turned on a source of electricity, but for it to start working, it's this. The moment you turn it, it will start removing a clicking sound. I don't know if you can hear that clicking sound. It normally clicks like tick, 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 tick. That clicking sound means the oven is on. And for the oven to be off, that's why you need this. Like, you hear that ding sound, it's off. So when you're using this and you have this timer, for you to know that your whatever it is you're baking or grilling or roasting is done, it will give you that sound. Once it's done, it switches itself off. So let's say you set it at 40 minutes, this will keep moving on its own. So it moves very slowly, just like a wall clock. It moves until it's done. Yeah. So if your timer goes for maybe 60 minutes and you want to do 90 minutes, you'll do the first 60 minutes. You'll do the first, like, let it go up to 30, then take it back to 60, so that you have like the full 90 minutes. Don't wait for it to like cooler and then you switch it on again. You can actually add time depending with how whatever you are cooking is cooking. For the second part, we said this is for the heat, and this comes different with different cookers. I can say that we are blessed that ours has all the functionalities that this needs to have. So I'll just bring you guys closer so that you can see for this one. Let me try to focus it so that you guys can see. Yeah. So for this, is like it's setting where you need your heat to come from. So they are drawn differently to mean different things. We begin with this. We'll come back to this and this. I'll tell you why. Actually, it's so that it's easy for you to understand. So for this that is drawn a line up and down, it means that your heat will be coming from both up and down. In case you're baking a cake, you'll need heat from up and down so that your cake ive like all round, up and down, isiive chini peke yake alafu juu ijaiva, ama ive juu na chini ijaiva. That is basically for this, to help whatever it is you're baking or grilling to get well cooked both up and down. It distributes heat from up and down. Then there is this down one that is drawn up. So this is if you want heat to come from up alone. Maybe you're done cooking and the up is not done, but the bottom is well done. You can use this. This one removes heat from down alone. This one is mostly for roasting, like potato wedges. Maybe you are done doing your pizza and you want the crust of it to be crunchy. You use this for roasting. If you're roasting, like, let's say, ground nuts and you need the heat from bottom alone, you use this. I have a recipe for how to roast your groundnuts in the oven. It will be coming probably after this video, so check out for that because it's a killer recipe and it will save you time and energy. So there's another one here. This one you might notice your cooker, if it's a different brand, it does not have. This is for rotisserie. Yeah, like rotisserie chicken are normally found where? Galitos. Yeah, like Galitos chicken. This is the purpose for that. And the simplest way, zile kuku za town zenye huwa zinazunguka. This, if you want to make kuku inazunguka, this is the function of this. So let's go to these two that I had said. We begin with this. So I told you that we'll come to this. Can you see that? So this is for rotisserie and it has a fan sign. So the fan sign means you can use an oven comes with a fan. Some come with a fan. It's actually advisable to get one that comes with a fan. The fan means you're using your rotisserie and you need the fan. The fan helps as it goes round, it helps distribute heat throughout the oven. So it makes your baking easier and faster. This side for both up and down also has a fan. So if you're baking a cake, you can put on the fan to help the oven distribute heat as well. So it's faster to use this compared to this because this help in distributing the heat. I hope tumeelewana up to that point and you have understood something and I have made your life easier as the name of our channel suggests. Let's go to the degrees. The degrees is very simple. When a recipe calls for 180 degrees, you just turn it to 180 degrees. That will remain as that as things are cooking until you're done, and also this will remain where you set it while something is cooking or grilling. Until this is done is when you turn these others back to where, like, to the 0 point. So if something calls for, let's say, 220 to 40, mine the max is 240. Others comes with a max of 200, others a max of 220. So when you hear that bake your cake to 180 degrees, you set it to 180 degrees. When you hear grill your chicken to 200 degrees, you set it to 200 degrees. That is the purpose of that. The most important one, as you have seen, is this, like where you command your heat to come from, depending with what you're cooking. Actually, all of them are important, but this, many people don't know the function of this. That is what I meant. Many people don't know the function of this, but I hope you have known. So let's go to opening inside our oven. We get to learn what is inside there. Guys, I've been talking for over 6 minutes and I just discovered that my camera switched to slow-mo and I don't have content. The problem of shooting when you're alone, it's too much work. Let's just go over it again. So what I was saying before My camera did that thing on my phone. When you switch on your oven, the sign that it's on, this should light up. Mine from yesterday is not lighting up. We don't know what the problem is, but you can have someone check it. So the moment you switch this on, like the timer on, the light should come on and the oven should be ready on. So for you to start grilling, you normally hear them say preheat your oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees. So you set it to 180 degrees for 10 minutes and then you set where the heat will come from. You see this has turned to red. I don't know if you can hear that sound. The oven is also removing sound. So now it is preheating. So to preheat for 10, the reason why people preheat is so that the moment you insert whatever it is you want to bake or grill, the oven is ready to receive it and the temperature is not the same as that of outside, because let's say a recipe says you bake for 30 minutes. So if you do not preheat your oven, it means that the first 10 minutes out of your 30 minutes, the oven will be preheating. Therefore, you will heat whatever it is you are. Let's use baking. Whatever it is you're baking, you will bake for 20 minutes, which means that will be less time, which means your cake will not be fully baked. So that's why we preheat. You preheat for 5 minutes, you preheat for 10 minutes so that the oven is ready. When you put whatever it is you want to bake, it starts baking immediately with the time that your recipe calls for. Something that you can do is, if your recipe calls for, let's say, bake for 30 minutes, then while you're preheating, just put it at 40 minutes so that it preheats for 10 minutes until it stops at 30. And at that moment, put your cake in and the heat continues. I don't know if you have understood me. Instead of putting 10 minutes, just add 10 minutes to your 30 minutes, that is 40. So set it to 40 minutes. Let it heat for the 10 minutes without putting something inside. Then when this thing it may move from 40 to 30, insert your cake mixture so that it goes anti-clockwise. So that is what I mean. It goes anti-clockwise. So it goes 40, 30, 20, 10. So put it at 40, let it sorry. So that is what I mean by that. Let's move to inside the oven. Imagine the few seconds it's been on, it's already warm. So inside the oven, this is what we have. Let me confirm if we are recording, please. Yeah, so we were rolling, we are good. So inside the oven, you have three things for most ovens. There's this thing that I know most of us don't know what it is for. So it's normally just in there. It also took me one full year to know what that was for. So the first thing is this baking tray. The baking tray is for, if you're baking cake, you can place your sufuria on top of this, or your baking tray, or your other baking tray on top of this. So you don't use this to bake cake, but you use something smaller. This you use for maybe roasting groundnuts. As I said, you'll see how I used it for mine. And yeah, you can also place your maybe chicken wings or chicken thighs when you're roasting them on top of that. This you can also use, let me show you. There's this is for grilling. So when you're grilling, see, you will have this one here on top or maybe in the middle. You'll place this one hapo chini so that the juices they fall into this. ndio utoe tu and you wash this like easily. So this can also be used to collect whatever it is you're grilling or what you are rotisserie. So as I said, this is for grilling. Looks the same as the one we use for a jiko, just that it normally has those two small squares. Yeah, so that is the easiest way I can tell you, so that you can remember that this is for roasting. Let's go to this thing that we all don't know what it is for. So it was like this before. I had talked to myself for 6 minutes, remember. So you just open this, sorry, then unadunga kuku yako. This is for kuku sama. Those chicken they sell in town. If you want to make them on your own, this is what you use. Unadunga tu kuku yako hapo ndani, then it goes round and round, and you have your tray down there so that all the juices fall on the tray and not on the oven. Once you have placed that chicken in here, there's this thing. It comes with this thing. So for this, let me show you guys how you do it. So once you have placed your chicken in there, you'll place this here, like that far end, hiyo end yenye iko sharp goes inside there. Naona pale kuna kashimo, it goes in there, and then this other end goes here penye kuna hiyo bump. So maybe yours is like, for Mika Kuka, it has both ends done, like iko curved hivi at the center. So you just place this on one end and that on the other end. This helps to hold it in place when it's going round. So yeah, that is for rotisserie. If you want to cook chicken kama ile ya Galitos tamu, lemon and herb, this is what you use. I know we mostly love lemon and herb. So this one here, this is the fan. As I said, the oven comes, some ovens come with a fan. It is recommended you take an oven with a fan. Its functionality will make your work easier. So this is the fan. Some the fan will be on this side, some the fan will be on this side. So that is the fan that I was talking about. And then ile pale mwisho, that is the bulb. Ours is not working, as I've said. That is what is not working. Like the moment you switch on your oven, the light should come on automatically. Mine has not, because that is faulty, I think. Then this upper part, kitu naona hapa, it's hot already from when I had switched it on. This is the coil. When we say heat from both sides, we mean top and bottom. So at the bottom, there's something of the same, but imefungiwa so that when the juices fall off, isiangukie. So for safety purposes, imefungiwa huko chini, and this thing is already very hot. It's already hot, not very hot. It's already hot. So this coil, when we say put only the upper heat, this is what we mean. When you put only the downer heat, it means this coil will not be working. The downer coil will be working. So tumeelewana up to that point. I'm really trying my best to be a teacher, a really good teacher. So I hope I am achieving my goal. So while you're baking or while you're cooking something, unless you're roasting groundnuts, I find groundnuts that you have to keep opening the door every time to swish the groundnuts so that they are well cooked all around. So in case you're baking, make sure that you don't open this door every time ati unafungua, unatoa keki, unadunga. Just use the light from here to see whatever it is that is happening, because when you keep opening and closing, it interferes with the heat inside, I have a notebook, guys. I had written all the points so that I don't forget anything on this video. This tray you can also use it for steaming, like unaweka maji hapo in case you want to steam something. I had said that don't keep opening when you're cooking. So you can open once your cake is 3/4 done, so that like time imeenda 3/4 way. Like if you're baking for 45 minutes, ikibaki like 10 minutes, you can open and check, and don't keep opening your nini all the time. So very quickly, let me take you through how to wash your oven. So to wash your oven, you just need baking soda and vinegar. So if you have baking soda, just pour it, and tuseme there is a patch here of something dirty, just pour your baking soda and your vinegar. A reaction will happen. Let it stay for like 5 minutes and then wipe it out. That is the easiest in case it is not that dirty. Another way you can wash is just use a normal kitamba and normal soap like Kipande or your dishwashing soap. Just nini the kitamba, wipe well, and when you're done, go in with a very dry kitamba, wipe everything. Make sure that by the time you're closing off your oven from cleaning, it is completely dry. That is to prevent these things from rusting. They can easily rust, so to prevent them from rusting, you can use that. If you use your oven to bake every time and it is very dirty, you can use lemon. You put lemon inside some hot water or warm water, una place huko ndani, then you set your heat, let the water heat up, and then just come and with a kitamba and wipe off everything. That is another way of cleaning your oven. I am done with this video, guys. In case there's something I have missed or I have not talked about, just ask me on the comment section and I'll sure answer. Let me know what other thing you'd like to know from this or from any other home appliance, and I'll be sure to do a video for you guys. Until the next one, I can only say bye bye.